Hello everyone, I hope you're doing good. So in today's lesson we are going to talk about the American context of the Roaring Twenties from 1919 until 1929. So before we start, please subscribe to my channel and hit the like below. We are going to start with a brief definition about the Roaring Twenties to make you familiar with the topic, and then we are going to talk about the lost generation, automobile prohibition and bootleggers, the American isolationism, the jazz age, the economic prosperity, women, and we are going to round off or end with fundamentalism and the Scopes trial. So let's start with definition. The Roaring Twenties, it is also known under the name of the aspirin age. The aspirin age gives you a glimpse about aspirin because the American people used to party a lot, they drink a lot of alcohol, and the next day they have or they had headaches. So therefore they takes aspirin. It was a decade of a dramatic social, economic and even political change. The most prominent change is the rise of the consumer-oriented economy and mass entertainment. What we mean by a consumer-oriented economy is the fact that American peoples consume a lot of things and they wanted to entertain themselves by going to movie theater, by partying and drinking and dancing. The Lost Generation. An intellectual like Francis Scott Key Fitzgerald were against the dramatic change in the American society because this rapid change was not good for society. It should be a specific speed to change from one state to another. Automobile. The Ford Model T. It is a car that cost just $260 in 1924, and it wasn't very expensive. Generous credit made by the bank made it affordable, and that's why roads were paved as well. Prohibition and bootleggers. American society became hedonistic. What we mean by hedonistic? If you gave this kind of freedom and easy life to any kind of society, they become hedonistic. Hedonistic means that the American people sought the pleasure of life. They used to party a lot, they drink a lot of alcohol, they consume a lot of things. And when you give this kind of easy life, they become lazy. The government passed laws which forbade the buying or selling or even manufacturing of alcohol. Therefore, organized crime figures emerged like Al Capone, who controlled Chicago police and who sell these liquors or beverages illegally. American isolationism. Americans did not want to enter World War I in the first place. Therefore, when the war ended, they rejected the Treaty of Versailles, and then they wanted to keep out of foreign affairs. The Jazz Age. People, especially the young, wanted to dance because they felt free on the dance floor, and they loved party. Economic prosperity. The USA get out of the war victorious, and the money or the loans that were given to the Allies were paid back, which gives the American economy a nice or a great boost. One of the main reasons that the Americans enters the war, it is for economic interest. It is for economic interest. America interventionism in the Great War was because many American businessmen helped the Allies like France and Britain with sums of money. And after the war, this money were paid back to America. And thanks to that, the American economy had a great or a nice boost. It also gives the USA the opportunity to initiate the system of loans to the citizens to be able to invest and buy their personal needs. When you have the availability of money or cash, the bank helps the American citizens with loans to make their life easier and to help them get whatever they want. It was also the age of invention like the radio and the refrigerator. Full employment played a major role, which means the availability of job not only for the white people but also for the blacks and women in general. The availability of a job along with time and along with the availability of cash. They worked 8 hours a day and in the weekend they rest. This why they were free in the evening, and this why they were able to party at night and go to the cinema. Woman. When we talk about woman, we should we should mention the term flapper. It is a young woman, bobbed hair, short skirt, rebellious most of the time, a woman who drinks alcohol and smokes, and it was the opposite of the Victorian woman, because the Victorian woman was submissive and obedient to the power of men. Another important event that happened during the Roaring Twenties, which is the fact that women could actually vote. Fundamentalism and the scope strive. This point is related to religion and American Protestantism. The struggle between science and religion became very intensified during the Roaring Twenties. For example, John Scopes was teaching Darwin's theory of evolution. The American people divided into two parts: those who thought that secularity is better and those who thought that we should keep the traditions value and the religion values, and those who was against secularity. They think that the teaching of Darwin's, or the teaching of the theory of evolution, was against what the Bible said, or against the American value, and this matter reached the Supreme Court.